At last, Princess Anne has spoken her feelings to the world about the person she despises the most. This 73-year-old queen, renowned for being forthright and honest, has now named the person she's long been upset with. What's the reason behind her strong distaste? Stay tuned as we discuss this fascinating discovery in more detail and examine what makes Princess Anne special within the royal family. Birth and early life. On August 15, 1950, Princess Anne was born in London at Clarence House. She was the only child born to the Queen and Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh. When her mother and her elder brother Charles went on to become King Charles III, she was third in line for the British throne. She rose to the second position when her grandpa passed away in 1952, and her mother was crowned queen. From the beginning, Princess Anne's strong sense of duty set her apart from her brothers. Princess Anne seemed more concerned with her royal responsibilities than she did with being the center of attention, unlike her elder brother Charles and younger brother Andrew. Education and duties. Her lifetime commitment to public service was made possible by this early dedication. She excelled at Benenden School, which she attended. At 18, she began her royal duties after graduating in 1968. In 1987, she was bestowed the title of Princess Royal. Despite coming from an affluent family, she will always have this honor. Princess Anne has always worked hard and remained devoted to her nation and the crown, concentrating on her royal duties. Compared to the typical glitz and splendor of being a royal, her attitude to royal life is quite grounded. She's well known for stating that how you spend your life is more important than what you wear. The public and the royal family agree that actions, not appearances, are more critical. Role as a Princess Royal. Princess Anne attends many events daily since she has more formal responsibilities than any other royal, more than 500 annually. Unfortunately, she has a famously busy schedule. She maintains a full schedule, including speaking for the Queen at various official functions, launching new buildings, and visiting charities. Despite the rapid pace of events, she doesn't strive to be the center of attention, but instead focuses on her task. At 18, she performed in public for the first time in 1969 when opening an education facility in Shropshire. Her commitment has been unwavering ever since then. Save the Children. She is well known on numerous royal occasions and supports more than 200 organizations globally, demonstrating that she's more than simply there. For instance, she works closely with Save the Children in some of the most hazardous locations on the planet. She has excellent diplomatic skills as well. Her significance outside of the royal scene is shown by the fact that she was nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize in 1990 for her work with Save the Children. People throughout the globe respect Princess Anne's dedication in aiding underprivileged kids. This suggests that actions have a more significant impact than words. In an interview with the BBC, she remarked how much she loves humans. She demonstrates love in action by using this love in her words while speaking to children from low-income households. Standing out from the family. Princess Anne stands apart from the other royal family members due to her wit and humor, which give her public appearances a likable charm. After all, she's amiable and relatable, but even she sometimes has to cope with royal drama. But how can Princess Anne maintain her integrity in the often harsh realm of the royal family? In public's eye. Let's discuss how she maintains her integrity while her family is embroiled under challenging circumstances. The public's perception of contentious royal characters has always piqued curiosity. From tabloid articles to social media disputes, every royal action is scrutinized. Ever wonder why some royals are more troublesome than others? One explanation may surprise you. The amount of attention the British royal family receives is influenced by societal expectations, media representations, and individual choices. Nerves of steel. Many royals have faced criticism and problems in the public spotlight despite being royals and having names. Divorces, scandals, and saying things that others don't like may all alter their perception. Princess Anne has successfully juggled her involvement in this vital institution with her personal life. Princess Anne was the victim of a spectacular assassination attempt in 1974 when she was only 23 years old and returning home after a charity function with her first husband, Captain Mark Phillips. Ian Ball murdered Princess Anne's chauffeur, Jim Beaton, the security guard, and a courageous reporter who was attempting to assist them after sneaking up on them in their vehicle while brandishing a revolver. In a remarkable display of composure under duress, he intended to kidnap Princess Anne and demand a £2 million ransom. She famously responded, "Not bloody likely." This demonstrated her ability to withstand the intense demands of royal life while fiercely defending her family. Loving and caring. It's fascinating to consider how she thinks about her brother's family, since she loves them dearly, mainly her nephews, Prince William and Harry. Marriages, notably Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, before marrying, Prince Harry Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, had a perfect appearance. Meghan gained notoriety for her charitable work and role on the popular television series Suits. Her connection with Harry was seen as a contemporary version of a fairy tale. She was the first lady of mixed race to join the British royal family, considered a show of diversity and welcome, even if it went against royal conventions. However, this fairy tale had its share of royal issues. In-laws disagreement. The primary public concern was the altercation between Meghan and her in-laws. In the end, Harry and Meghan were forced to resign from their most important royal positions at the beginning of 2020. The media dubbed it Megxit, which sparked much debate regarding the kingdom's future. Meghan was thrilled to begin her new royal responsibilities when she and Harry announced their impending marriage. She was eager to quit playing and devote herself to being active in the UK, forming friendships in various organizations, and supporting charitable causes. Meghan expressed her excitement about becoming active, meeting individuals from other backgrounds, and learning more about minority groups in an interview with ABC. Before tying the knot. Before they began dating, she informed him that she had never held Harry in high regard since she trusted everything he said. Meghan didn't make their relationship look lovely, despite the fact that she was an American and had grown up with romanticized notions of monarchy. She had to live up to royal standards, so the reality struck her hard. Meghan was relieved that she hadn't researched the royal family much since she thought it would have made her anxious. Princess Anne's view. From the beginning, Princess Anne had misgivings about Meghan. TV host Deborah Davies claims that Princess Anne, like her father, Prince Philip, was skeptical and saw through Meghan's charm. This was evident at social events, such as Harry and Meghan's wedding, where Anne's face conveyed her doubts despite Meghan's initial fame. Her American culture and acting career were very different from royal customs, and this, along with rumors and tabloid stories that painted her as a troublemaker, caused people to pay closer attention to her. Princess Anne's suffering was also visible during Prince Philip's wake in April 2021. Meghan was expecting Princess Lilibet, thus she was unable to attend. According to reports, the royal family was relieved to avoid dealing with what they saw as a potential media circus. Media's attention. Following Meghan Markle's candid and frank admission to Oprah Winfrey that she had experienced prejudice and mistreatment, the media's interest in her increased. Meghan discussed how the royal family made her feel alone and unsupported. She also spoke about distressing conversations over her son's skin tone. Everyone began discussing issues such as mental health, racism, and those that the royal family doesn't discuss. She was correct when Princess Anne first questioned Meghan's long-term suitability for the royal family. The royal duties. According to royal analyst Neil Sean, Princess Anne advised Meghan to see her role as a princess as a career rather than as a means of attracting attention. Princess Anne's instruction, which clarified that becoming a king entails full-time dedication, preparation, and charitable activity, shocked Meghan. Princess Anne and Lady Colin Campbell both felt that Meghan wasn't committed. She said that since Princess Anne believed Meghan to be overly conceited and horrible, she had advised Harry not to wed her. The complicated reunion. This raises the complexity of the royal family's tale even more. Harry, Meghan, William, and Catherine spent a brief but stressful period together following the Queen's passing. I'll meet with the people outside Windsor Castle in September 2022. Although it seemed to be a display of togetherness, body language specialists saw great tension between the pairings. There's been a lot of discussion over Harry and Meghan's complex ties with other members of the royal family, including Princess Anne, since they spoke with Oprah. Being a member of the British royal family was challenging for Meghan Markle. Discussions about traditional identity and how the monarchy has to adapt to the present are still sparked by her narrative. Experience with the new royals. However, Princess Anne's relationship with Meghan wasn't the only one that was strained. She also had a strained connection with Princess Diana. Due to their disparate personalities and approaches to royal life, Princess Diana, who was popular and sometimes referred to as the People's Princess, and Princess Anne, who took her duties exceptionally seriously, were at odds with one another. Diana was adored by many for being approachable, kind, and compassionate. She rose to international fame in 1981 after marrying Prince Charles. Despite her charm, she put a lot of effort into humanitarian concerns, such as preventing landmines and raising awareness for HIV and AIDS. It was Diana's actions that made her a popular humanitarian. She became more personable as a royal and connected to people from all walks of life. Relationship between Princess Diana and Princess Anne. However, Diana and Princess Anne did not have a cordial connection. The two had rather distinct approaches despite her immense popularity. Princess Anne was calmer, more conventional, and more focused on her responsibilities, while Diana was renowned for her expensive clothing and capacity to attract media attention. Princess Anne didn't always appreciate Diana's ability to attract media attention and bold fashion choices. She believed that Diana's media craze was unsuitable since the princess was skilled at utilizing the media to attract Princess Anne and was unhappy with the attention she received for her philanthropic endeavors. Princess Anne disliked what she saw as Diana's self-promotional efforts and preferred the monarchy's more conventional and aloof attitude to the populace. Battle von Royal. According to many people, Princess Anne and Princess Diana were allegedly arguing. Princess Anne struggled to comprehend Diana's contemporary perspective on royal duties. When Diana gave birth, the situation became much more complicated. Princess Anne was supposed to be Prince William, Diana's first child's aunt, but Diana had other ideas. Diana declined to have Princess Anne as her godmother, but King Charles approved. Prince Andrew was chosen as the godfather instead of Princess Anne when Prince Harry was born 2 years later. Their relationship is further strained by the rumored fact that Diana chose a male godparent for Harry. Rumor and false news. In the 1980s, Princess Anne, often called the hardest-working royal, was seen in public much more often than Diana regarding her royal duties. Nevertheless, Diana remained the media's focus throughout Princess Anne's royal trip to the United States. Everyone in the nation awaited the news that Diana would give birth to Prince William. The press often asked Princess Anne whether she felt overpowered by Diana. A reporter informed Princess Anne that William was born on June 23, 1982. Princess Anne just replied, "Oh, good." It was utilized by the media to portray her as a sourpuss. In an interview in 1985, Diana attempted to stop reports of a fight. She called claims of a struggle fantastical and commended Anne's efforts on behalf of the Save the Children Foundation. Diana even expressed regret over missing Prince Harry's naming. The sad departure. Princess Anne expressed her sorrow after Diana's untimely death in 1997, saying she felt awful for not knowing how difficult being a princess was for Diana. Some, like Cherie Blair, saw it as less of a loyal feud and more of a personality clash. Tony Blair, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, is the husband of Cherie Blair. Numerous significant private and public events have occurred throughout her life. Born in 1954, Cherie had a prosperous career practicing human rights law. She received the honorary title of Queen's Counsel and a degree from the London School of Economics. When she married Tony Blair in 1980, she gained notoriety as a social justice advocate in British legal circles. She rose to political fame between 1997 and 2007. She served as the United Kingdom's First Lady. First Lady Cherie. Cherie struggled in this position since she was seen differently by others due to her willingness to engage in politics and her outspokenness, which went against a fascinating aspect of Prime Minister Cherie's public life is her tumultuous relationship with Princess Anne, which is what most people anticipate from her marriage. It demonstrates the interactions between the royal family and British lawmakers. Their first encounter at Balmoral in 1997 was marked by heated behavior. Cherie describes how uncomfortable their first encounter was in her memoirs. If Cherie requested that Princess Anne refer to her as Cherie rather than Mrs. Blair, "I'd rather not," answered Princess Anne. It wasn't brought up that way. Cherie's response, "What a shame," showed how unlike their personalities and values were. Understanding the ways. Over time, their relationship deteriorated. The issue worsened when the Blairs went on an impromptu walkabout during the festivities of the Queen's Golden Jubilee. Cherie said she felt wholly blanked out when she attempted to greet Princess Anne in 2002 and was turned away. Cherie also struggled with royal customs, particularly when she visited Balmoral Castle. The frigid, drafty chambers, the piping wake-up calls in the early morning, and the prohibition on wearing trousers were all things she disliked. One Durangree's first visit was one remarkable incident of wearing jeans to lunch, which reportedly surprised the Queen Mother. Cherie Blair felt uncomfortable around Princess Margaret, the Queen's sister, who was renowned for her intelligence. Strangely, Cherie also made Princess Margaret uncomfortable, which could have caused Princess Anne to question Cherie's intentions and diplomatic abilities. These incidents weren't the only things that led to Cherie and Princess Anne fighting. They also revealed Cherie's feelings toward the royal family and generally abiding by the norms. Cherie Blair views. Cherie's outspoken distaste for other royals and sometimes divisive remarks about them most likely worsened matters. Princess Anne's icy demeanor reportedly contributed to this. Felt by Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, born October 15, 1959, she's a distinctive member of the British royal family. Her given name is Sarah Margaret Ferguson. The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson. Fergie is a TV personality, novelist, and philanthropist. Through three of her offspring from previous relationships, her family tree traces back to King Charles II of England. When she wed Prince Andrew, the younger brother of King Charles III and the second son of Queen Elizabeth II, she gained more public recognition. Andrew was named Duke of York by the Queen upon his marriage to Sarah Ferguson in 1986. Sarah Ferguson became Her Royal Highness the Duchess of York as a result. Together they produced two daughters, Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice. Different from the royals. Ferguson's lively and impulsive personality has always set her apart from the more reserved royal family members. Her vivacious demeanor didn't always match royal life's rigid norms and standards, but people immediately warmed up to her since she was entertaining and easy to speak to. Sarah Ferguson's free-spirited nature contrasts nicely with Princess Anne's reputation for being strict and pragmatic. Particularly during the first several years of Sarah Ferguson's marriage to Prince Andrew, there was great conflict between them. Ferguson's more relaxed and informal approach sometimes clashed with Princess Anne's straightforward and honest manner. People began questioning their relationship due to the numerous tales of arguments and icy exchanges that followed. Princess Anne often thought that Sarah's public persona stole attention away from her. According to Steve Wood, a royal photographer who frequently spent time with the British royal family, Princess Anne was not happy. She remarked, "Even though I work hard daily, I never make the news, and no one recognizes my efforts." Sarah's approach to handling public attention sharpened the divide between them. Still, Princess Anne maintained a quiet and private demeanor, while Sarah was frequently in the news, usually for the wrong reasons. Her issues with press, money, and shady business dealings further strained their relationship, and her dedication to upholding the monarchy's honor contrasted sharply with Sarah's public and occasionally controversial image. The separation. In addition, Sarah Ferguson's marriage to Prince Andrew was troubled, further straining her relationship with Princess Anne. Ferguson subsequently said that throughout the first 5 years of their marriage, the pair barely spent around 40 days a year together, despite initially being seen as happy and lively. Their relationship was strained by 1991, and the media paid close attention to Sarah's acquaintance with Texas millionaire Steve Wyatt. The news was filled with images of Wyatt and Ferguson's little daughter. In January 1992, the Duke and Duchess of York made their separation public. It was declared lawful on March 19, 1992. Following the break, the Queen said she would not cover Sarah's expenses, and the palace stated that Sarah would no longer represent the Queen at public gatherings. After that, Sarah relocated to Render Lodge on the Wentworth estate in Sussex, where she established a new residence apart from her ex-husband. The leak. The Daily Mirror released incriminating photos of Sarah with John Bryan, an American financial manager, in August 1992. Her connection with the royal family deteriorated due to this significant incident. Ferguson's reputation was severely harmed by these images, which were used to ridicule her. The French magazine Paris Match was forced to pay $84,000 in damages for publishing the photos. Despite speculation that they may reconcile with Prince Andrew, Sarah's standing with the royal family was seriously damaged. March 1993 was the formal date of their separation. Letter of disapproval. Sarah was also told in a letter by Princess Margaret, Prince Andrew's aunt, that she didn't like her and made the family seem worse than she had first believed. Sarah and Andrew's tumultuous marriage came to an end permanently when they decided to file for divorce in April 1996. After the breakup, Sarah struggled financially. She first said that the arrangement would provide $115,000 per year. By 2010, however, she received $350,000 in cash, $500,000 from the Queen to purchase a home for herself and the children, and an allowance of almost $500,000 per month. For over 30 years, Sarah and Prince Andrew have had a tight and unconventional living arrangement. They often attend family gatherings, despite no longer being married, which has sparked much discussion about how their relationship is doing now that they're divorced. Given the issues and media attention surrounding their marriage, it's fascinating that they lived together after their divorce. Earning the reputation. After a breakup with her ex-boyfriend, Ferguson made a concerted effort to improve her public image via public speaking, writing, and charitable work, although she tried to be herself while maintaining ties to the royal family. Do you believe Princess Anne's issues with her limited to other royals? This is a distinct narrative that may surprise you. Princess Anne as herself. Princess Anne had a moment she'll never forget at a NATO meeting held at Buckingham Palace in December 2019 to commemorate the 70th anniversary of NATO. Leaders like Melania Trump and Donald Trump attended the formal ceremonies, making the occasion well known. Everyone's attention was drawn to Princess Anne's amusing chat. She stood nearby as her mother, Queen Elizabeth II, welcomed the Trump family. Princess Anne seemed instructed to join the queue by the Queen's glance. Princess Anne replied, "It's just me," with a grin, a shrug, and a quick step toward the other significant figures. The shrug was seen by many as a subtle jab at the formality of the occasion, or perhaps as a personal jab at Trump. Her apparent lack of care became a major online sensation when her act of comedy and resistance went global. Memes and comments made her look like a person who was not afraid to violate the rules and was personable. Other perception. But the reasoning in the video wasn't quite right. Laura Stone of the Press Association said that since Trump was the last to see her, the Queen had looked to Princess Anne to see who would be next. Princess Anne's statement at the NATO summit was misinterpreted. It wasn't an insult or a political statement, but simply a humorous moment. Her straightforward and honest tone may sometimes come off as offensive, particularly in difficult circumstances. Polite and kind-natured, but often misunderstood. Anne is renowned for being kind and unbiased, as you rightly said. Thus, the incorrect interpretation of her behavior is distressing for her. Moving on, it's exciting to see how their friendship has changed over the years. In the past, personal and royal issues hampered Andrew Parker and Princess Anne's relationship, which initially caused tension between them. In later years, her reaction to Camilla's role as queen consort including the rumored comment made during a coronation meal, demonstrated how difficult it was for them to get along. However, the fact that their relationship has improved as Camilla has assumed more responsibility for King Charles indicates that they're gradually coming to appreciate one another. The royal family's ties are often complex and formed by each individual's history and evolving positions within the monarchy. The way the royal family's private and public duties intertwine makes these developments fascinating. It demonstrates how historical context, interpersonal relationships, and public opinion influence the complex web of royal life. One of the most intricate and fascinating friendships in the royal family is that between Princess Anne and Camilla Parker Bowles. Princess Anne, Camilla, and Andrew Parker were all parties to a romantic triangle in the 1970s. The controversy. This led to emotional and personal issues that would influence their interactions for years. Princess Anne's public duties and personal impulses came together when she grew interested in Andrew Parker's nonsense and saw his marriage to Camilla from a young age. Tensions increased when Camilla became the Duchess of Cornwall and married Prince Charles, Princess Anne's brother. During a coronation dinner, Princess Anne said Camilla would never be recognized as the true queen. This demonstrates the long-standing flaws and conflicts in their relationship. These types of incidents demonstrate how royal duties and personal history may sometimes clash, altering how family members relate to one another. However, their bond gradually improves when Camilla ascends to the position of queen consort. This demonstrates the evolution of their connection. Since it was finally accepted and there have been fewer public arguments, their relationship has improved. This is consistent with the more substantial alterations and modifications often occurring inside the royal family. Camilla's evolving connection demonstrates how personal development and changes in the monarchy's function may cause royal relationships to grow over time. This growth reflects the strength and adaptability required to thrive in the complex environment of royal life. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon